Hello everyone. I just got done doing Kundalini Kriya, and oftentimes Kriya are a mantra paired with either mantra or breath work paired with some sort of movement in your body. And so I've been loving this one Kriya. It's on Rama TV on YouTube. It's just a free Kriya. And it's about 20-ish minutes long, and it is a Kriya for prosperity and abundance. And every time I do it, I just feel like so high on life afterwards. And so I was feeling that high on life feeling as I just wrapped up about 5 minutes ago, and I was like, I got something to say, and I'm going to come on and I'm going to go live and I'm going to share that message with all of you today. But the really cool thing about energy work in general, whether it's Kriyas or it is crystals or it is the vibrational medicine of oils or it's internal using modalities like EFT or hypnosis or meditation, this all works on this really beautiful energetic level. And one of the coolest feelings is when your body actually buzzes. And I was just experiencing that several minutes ago where my body just felt like it was really buzzing. And I just put my hands up towards the sky and I still have tingles right now. I like to put my hands up towards the ceiling whenever, or the sky or the earth and the moon, whenever I am really getting intentional about being open to receive. So I'll feel that tingle and I'll lift my hands up towards the sky and I just feel energy enter within me. And it's a very subtle energy. That's why our energy body is called the subtle energy body. But when you've done the internal work and for 20 minutes you're just focused and fully present with the mantra and the movement, your body is buzzing. It's always buzzing, but it's buzzing to a point where you can actually feel it. So fucking cool. So I just wanted to share that with all of you. And I wanted to hop on. The message that I'm feeling most called to share today is just to notice when you're taking your pain out on other people. So we do this, and I don't want you all to feel like bad and guilty about it, but I do want us to become more aware of it. We probably have done it really unconsciously. And so, for example, taking your pain out on other people is a way of projecting as well. And when we project, that simply means that, so say, for example, I'm having a conversation with my brother, and my brother triggers something within me. Doesn't matter what it is, he just triggers something. And then I feel that trigger kind of rustle up within my heart or wherever you feel that in your body. And then I get angry, right? I get angry and I get pissed at him for whatever he said that really triggered me. But underneath that trigger is just a reflection or a mirror of myself. So we have to ask ourselves, why did that trigger me? So here I'm talking to my brother and I feel this trigger, I get mad, and then I project that angry feeling onto him. When in reality it could be that only triggered me, and it might not have triggered my sister or my mom or my dad or a random stranger in the way that it triggered me, because that thing is personal to me. It is part of my shadow. It is a disowned part of myself that he has brought to the surface that I don't want to see or I don't want to feel, and I don't like the emotion or the emotion that comes along with that thing. And so it triggers me and it makes me feel uncomfortable or angry or resentful or embarrassed or whatever that feeling is. And then here I am saying, oh, it's your fault that you said that nasty thing, when really it might have been my own shadow that got really upset. And so the more appropriate thing to do is maybe not outburst at him, and instead ask yourself, well, why did that trigger me? why did that bring stuff to the surface? And why does this really not feel good right now? So oftentimes we take our pain out on other people, and they might have been the catalyst that brought up the trigger, but it does not necessarily mean it is about them or that it is their fault. And like sometimes, yes, this is not the case. There is such thing as just people being evil and cruel and nasty to you, and it making you really hurt without there being a trigger. But other times it is just a personal thing that is been provoked, and then we project onto other people that thing that we really just don't like about ourselves. So it's not always about them. Sometimes it's just about us, and if we can catch ourselves before we project that pain outward, then we can respond in a more empowering and fulfilling way that allows us to be aware of, why did this piss me off? Why did that hurt my feelings? Okay? So just take that home today around, what am I projecting or what is triggering my shadow versus what is just hurting my feelings. And then we notice whether we are projecting that and taking our pain out on other people, or becoming aware of it and asking ourselves those empowering questions around, well, why did that make me feel this way? And the other thing I wanted to talk to you about for a moment is our inner child. So when we have a goal or a desired emotion or a state that we want to feel, that we want to experience. So you may want to make $5,000 next month in your business. You may want a raise at your current position. You may want a just hot, steamy relationship that feels so aligned, soulmate level, just amazing. Like you're freaking high on life. You love this person and this relationship is so amazing. Regardless of what your desired feeling is, your emotion is, the state you want to be in, or any specific, more tangible goal, so it could be intangible or tangible, doesn't matter. But regardless of what that is, if your conscious mind, meaning me at 31 years old, right here, right now, is totally on board with that hot, steamy relationship or that $5,000 or that raise at my job, and then you're not getting it, it's not manifesting, it's not coming to fruition, then a place to look is always the inner child. And you may or may not have work to do there, but it never hurts to look and to open that door and ask your inner child, that younger version of yourself, if she's on board with this. So I had this experience just this past year, towards the end of 2018, where my body was like consistent 10K months. Hell yes, bring it in, sister. Bring it in, God, universe, spirit. Like, I am so ready for this. I am open to receive. Like I was saying in the beginning, my hands buzz and I'm just like, let everything flow through me. And then it wasn't happening. It's like I'd get there, dip, get there, dip, get there, dip. And I had to really look at this from the perspective of my inner child instead of 31-year-old Sarah. And when I went into the inner child work and I asked that 12-year-old little girl, preteen, what she thought about making that much money, she was scared shitless. She thought that she would have to give a lot of it away, that she would have more bills and expenses. She thought that it would mean something about her, like it had more meaning than just that number in the bank or feeling abundant. There was more responsibility around it. And also, it was just really hard to even fathom or see as a reality, like it could actually happen. And so that was a very clear indication to me that my inner child really needed healing for me to hit my goal. And so I want you to think about that goal that you might have thought about a few minutes ago and ask yourself, is this version of me now 100% with this goal? I've released limiting beliefs around this goal and I'm just like so aligned with this, but I'm still not receiving it. I'm still not allowing this to come into my life or seeing it as real. Then go back into time and ask that younger version, that little girl, whether she's the 5-year-old girl, the 12-year-old girl, the 18-year-old girl, and ask her if she's on board with this goal as well. So I'm putting together an email that's going to go out in just within the next hour here, that's going to go into more details on how to heal your inner child. And this is also something that I'm going to be covering in more depth and more detail with individual circumstances and challenges that you might be experiencing in my 6-week program, Rise. So we are going to really dive into every single one of your inner child, whether you get one-on-one coaching on it or not, because we have workbooks and journal prompts that are going to show you not only how to heal one mismatch of like, I want this, my 12-year-old self is really scared of that, but like, so that's one situation, but there might be 20 of them, there might be 100, there might be 5. And so what this gives you is the structure and framework to repetitively and go back and back and back and back to these steps over and over again, so that whenever anything comes up, whether it's within these 6 weeks or beyond, you're building the toolbox that is going to give you the resources that you can use for the rest of your life. So it may be a 6-week program and you may have the opportunity to get coaching from me for 6 weeks, but you have these tools for life. And that is invaluable and definitely worth this investment. So if you have any questions, please let me know. The cart closes tomorrow night at the end of the day. That's Friday, May 24th. I would be honored to have you join me. And if there's any sort of fear rustling up, I want you to ask that fear, like talk to that fear. Okay, fear, I see you. Acknowledge it. Hello, you're here. Okay, now that you're here, what message do you have for me? Is it fear of success? Is it fear of healing that I really want but I'm actually afraid of? Is it fear that I don't have enough money? Is it fear of change? What is that fear actually? And is there a deeper message underneath it? And if you are having trouble decoding that, shoot me a message. I love communicating and supporting with and supporting all of you through this process. So talk to the fear if it is there. Again, you have less than 48 hours to join us, and I'd be so honored for you to join this community. The women inside are already freaking amazing. They already have a bonus workbook, so you can get started immediately, and we start next week with the live calls and all the other resources. So I will see you inside. Have a beautiful rest of your day.